This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
The views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of WPSL. However, we are the ones, after all, who've encouraged you all along to like and share them on social media and with all your friends and neighbors. Because Careology is the science of caring, presented by CareBag and hosted by the one and only Roxy Brown.
Good evening, Cliff. How are you doing?
Not too bad. I want to make sure I can hear you here because, I think, okay, we
You
got
can hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I see. We are hearing you.
You can hear. Oh,
It's
I
just,
love that.
It's not the equipment. It's just me this time. And if I can't hear it, I can see the needles moving. So
You can see the lips
Yeah,
moving, so
that's
that's all
right,
that's
yeah.
important.
That's right.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. This is Roxy here in Careology, and those that are tuning in social media and listening to us on our worldwide digital web, we want to say thank you, and again, welcome to Careology. I am your Careologist, Roxy, and we are so glad to have you this evening. And I want to wish everyone a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Isn't it great to be above the green grass, above ground? And I am just so thankful. And those that are driving home, those that are getting in your car, if you're about to get out your car, you heard the voice and you close the door, you want to listen to me, go right ahead. No one is going to judge you at all, at all, at all. It is just really good to see you. Hi, Jet. How are you doing? And hello to everyone. I am just so happy to be here. It's a beautiful day. And I'm just excited. I'm just excited. CareBag, we have a lot of great things going on, and we are so excited. Both of our mobile shower units are actually going to have a home here on the Treasure Coast for the next 6 months. We will not be in West Palm Beach for the first 6 months of the year. We are going to be one in Fort Pierce and one in Stewart. So we are really happy about that. I've been trying to get that done for as long as I've had my mobile shower units, and it felt impossible. So I am really, really excited. More news to come about that. And we are hoping, and it looks, we are 80% complete on our new expanded mobile hygiene pantry unit. And we are, like I said, 80% complete, a couple more things to do to get that bad boy wrapped. And we should be going before the end of this quarter. So again, something else to be excited about. But our topic today is a little bit different. Me and Cliff had decided, Cliff helped me with this topic today. Our topic is today the new pandemic. And if anyone knows what I'm talking about, you can guess a little bit before I say it. Because apparently we hear about this every day more than we hear about the taxes are due, April.
or the other pandemic.
We're hearing about this every day. And actually, we have had more loss of life than the number of days in the new year. We have had 39 mass shootings, not 39 dead, 39 mass shootings since the beginning of this year. And
That's
we are
nationwide,
only nationwide, and we are only on day 24. So I'm going to repeat that again. We are on day 24, and we have had 39 mass shootings in our country. And I think that we are now just numb to this. I think that's what happens now, which is sad. We cannot be numb to this.
Well, you see, part of the problem is we watch television and movies our whole lives, and the guy in the TV show or the movie, he gets shot, but the next day he's on the show again. It's like 30 minutes and it's over with, and it doesn't seem to be a consequence to it. And then when people get real weapons in their hands that really shoot, and they don't really know what to expect, and they use them anyway, it's always somebody innocent that gets hurt.
Yeah,
Because
always.
without the proper training, your aim is off, and
Yeah.
if you don't know how to fire one properly, you have no business even touching one, really.
Well, you know what? Life should be precious. I don't think we hold life precious anymore.
Well,
That's
yeah,
it. We
that's
don't,
part of the problem.
We don't hold life precious anymore. And if we don't hold life precious and we don't have regards for anyone, a lot more is going to happen. Unfortunately, a lot more is going to happen. And I actually have lost count, Cliff, on the amount of times we've had this topic and this conversation.
Oh, yeah. It was one of the original topics on the show when you first started doing it. There was a
And it's sad. It's sad that I still have to have this topic because I shouldn't have to be talking about this. This is the I didn't plan to talk about this, but how can you not give your condolences and your sympathy to the amount of people we've lost just in the 48 hours? We've had 10 in California, 7 in Moon Bay, and we've had 3 dead in Yaka, Washington State within the last 9 hours. So and this is just 48 hours. We don't know what's going to happen. The rest of the day is unfortunately not over yet. And I think I'm getting tired of talking about what we should do because I don't think anyone listens and I don't think anyone cares. But I'm just going to put this out there. I know we have a lot of people, oh, this is my gun. Hey, I'm all for guns, but you need to be responsible. And the problem is when it gets in the wrong hands, what happens? But this is the question I want to put to everyone within the sound of my voice that's listening. When it's your person, when it's your loved one, when it's your one that they're pulling that white cloth over lying on the floor, how are you going to feel about this gun issue in our country? You see, that I think, Cliff, you got to start putting it to the personal. I think everyone talks about it just in general. I think you got to put you look to the right, you look to the left of you, or you look in your phone at your loved ones. When it is them that has been the victim.
See, that's when people finally wake up.
That's when people wake up.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't have to wake up because it has hit home and it's somebody we know. Because that was somebody they knew. That was somebody they loved. That was somebody's mom, dad, mother, brother, sister, auntie, uncle. That was somebody that somebody loved. You might not have loved them. You might not have known them. You probably don't give a rat's behind about them. But somebody else cared about them. You see what I'm saying? So the question is, when are we going to wake up as a country? When do we wake up? When it happens to us? You see what I'm saying? Look at Gifford, the senator that it happened to, that she got shot in the head. When that happened, I was saying, oh, yeah, something's going to be done. I remember saying, oh, yeah, we are going to have some strict gun laws. I remember, yes, it's going to happen. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
They shot down members of our, I don't know, was the Senate or the Congress that was having the baseball. Oh, yeah, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Nope, it didn't happen.
Ooh.
So if that happens to them and nothing happens, that means they don't care about us. They don't care about themselves. They don't care about their representative. These are their friends.
I think they're afraid to look at themselves personally. They might find themselves and discover themselves, and they might not like what they find.
They should have not liked what they find a long time ago.
But they need to care about others, care about the loved ones, care about the planet we're on too.
Yeah.
Should care about
what
these
do your
things.
children, your grandchildren, what are they coming into?
Oh yeah.
I remember growing up, we found it funny,
Yeah.
I found it funny growing up, but the public, every time I went to see friends in public schools in New York, where I grew up, they always had metal detectors. And this is before mass shootings were mass shootings.
Wow.
Back in the day, they had metal detectors going into PS this school, PS that school. And, they were searching kids. They were doing this and that. But you know what? People are so afraid. Everything in this country is just so... Everyone tries to be politically correct. Oh, that fringes on their rights. What about fringes on our right that we can get up the next morning and breathe? We can get up the next morning and hug the next person beside us. When do we start losing that? When do we need to wake up? You understand what I'm saying? We need to stop talking about infringing on people's rights and let's talk about having somebody's life.
I mean, if somebody's going to take a weapon and point it at somebody and shoot, their rights disintegrate.
Yeah. So what's more important, your rights or your life?
Right.
Which one is important? That's we worry about so much. It's like I want to go somewhere this weekend and I'm worried. And I shouldn't have to be worried because this can happen in any supermarket. This can happen going into a movie theater, which it has already had. It happened in a supermarket. What am I talking about? It's happened in a supermarket. It's happened in a movie theater. We are safe nowhere. So, what are we going to do as a country? We have to start asking ourselves this, and people don't realize you have a lot to say when you go to those polls. You have a lot to say. How many people are we going to continue to lose over and over and over again? Not until I don't want it to hit home for somebody to say, let's do something. Can we start talking about and doing something before it gets to that point? I know a lot of you are cringing. Oh, Roxy, shut up. Am I right? Am I good? Yeah, but you know what? When it happens to you and you got to go visit a funeral home, you're going to think
yeah.
differently about this. You're going to think really, really differently. You're going to think hard about this. And, the same way we put so much emphasis on, drivers buying alcohol, being at a certain age. We discussed this last week. We just talked about it last week. You're not going to put a child behind a car. You're not going to have someone drunk get behind a vehicle. A gun is more dangerous could cause more danger than a car.
We have no sense of consequence anymore.
What is that? They don't even know. No one even knows what that is.
If you do something,
What is consequence? I know.
It's consequences to the perpetrator.
Yes,
but it's
to
justice,
your actions.
Justice to
your actions. And I think we've lost that. We've lost that as a society. We've lost that as a community. Everyone just does what they want to do, say what they want to say. So when somebody is angry now and they don't know how to talk about it, they don't know how to communicate, they don't know how to say, you know what, this is wrong. I was treated this way. I don't think this should be. Instead of them saying, let's talk about this, what do? They grab a gun. They want to handle the situation themselves. And the funny thing about it is, who they need to handle the situation doesn't get hurt. It's the bystanders that gets hurt. What is a 70-year-old man in California thinking that he could do? You understand what I'm saying?
Well, the life in prison wouldn't be so prolonged, but
he's
it's
dead.
bad enough.
He's dead.
Yeah, they probably, oh my.
It was self-inflicted. He took his own life.
Oh,
but he caused all this trauma with 10 people, and it would have been more. Thanks for that hero that was at the next school, the dance school. But
perhaps the next guy that decides to do something like that should shoot himself first, then everybody else.
That's why I love Cliff, y'all. That's why I love Cliff. But it's just distressing that last week I talked about this. This week I'm talking about this. We've talked about it week after week after week until now we get numb to the fact of when it actually happens. You understand what I'm saying? It's become like you get up and you brush your teeth every morning. It's something that seems to be the normal, and it should not. That is not normal. Let's just put it out there, people. That is not normal. Losing life behind someone's hatred is not normal, and that hatred could be. We're not talking about racial hatred. We're talking about hatred is hatred. It doesn't matter. Let's not categorize. We're not going to categorize hatred. Hatred is just hatred. Whatever hatred you may be feeling, it's just plain old dirty hatred. So we're not going to put you in this box. We're not going to put you in this brown box, white box, black box. We're not going to do that. It's just hatred. It's malice. It's not having the care for anyone, and you just do what you think is due. And because they don't want to deal with the consequences, this is where they go ahead and they take their own life now. Yeah. You saved us some court money and all of that, so thank you. Yes.
No trial, no reports
trial.
to file.
I don't care. If you don't care about life, nobody's caring about you. But I think we need to look into ourselves and think of ourselves as a community, as a society. When is enough enough? When are we going to get angry? We're not angry. Somebody goes ahead and knocks down a statue, people get angry. We're going to look at it. People get angry. Oh my God, he did this, he did that, and you're knocking down a statue. People get angry. They rioted all over the country for days and for months because they got angry. Okay? People are going into places and shooting down innocent victims, losing young lives, old lives, losing lives that still had a meaning. They still had someone that loved them. And we are not angry as a nation. We're not angry. I've seen when my country gets angry. We're not angry. You see what I'm saying? When are we going to get angry and say, you know what, enough is enough? We put those people in the position where they are to make the decision, and they're not making that decision for us. Matter of fact, they don't care about us. So when do we start getting angry and saying enough is enough? There got to be a time where we say enough is enough.
There is a peaceful and righteous anger.
Yeah.
You know?
We're not looking for violence. We're trying to subvert that violence.
Yeah.
We're trying to squash that violence. We're trying to let them know there. And you know what? It happens because kids see their parents get angry and they see them get violent. There's no sitting down conflict resolution. There's none of that. There's just going at each other and pulling a gun, pulling a bat, pulling a knife, wanting to fight, setting the dogs and the cats and the chickens on everybody. No one wants to sit down and say, let's see how we can figure this out. So your generation after generation, it gets getting worse. Then on top of all of that now, we have all these games that make it so real.
Yeah.
They make it so real that I was watching one of these games and I was like, it didn't look animated. And you remember in the beginning, you could see the animation.
Yeah.
They looked like me. They didn't look animated, but what these young people have to remember, when the game ends, it starts over again. That same character comes back,
Yeah, in reality, that doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And, I guess these young people, not even, I can't say young people, because we got people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s that play these games. And reality checks out. When you're on these games and that's the only social outlet you have, you check out of reality, And my question is, when do we get angry about what's going on to us in our society? When do we get angry? And that's the sad part about it, because I'm going to repeat it again. In 2023, now today is just day number 24.
Yep.
So in 2023, day 24, we have had 39 mass shootings.
Wow.
We've had more mass shootings.
That's more than one a day.
Than we have had days in the month. And this is only the beginning. I want people to ponder that.
This nasty little trend needs to stop somewhere, and I think if people were to consciously do what they have to do when they realize that, hey, this is a little more of a need than just to hope everything gets all right or wish everything gets all right.
This is sad.
Yeah, we have to put feet on our thoughts and on our beliefs and what we think about life in general, because life's precious.
Yeah.
So is the earth we walk on, and all the plants and the trees and the animals. They were all
everything.
Yeah, we're
everything
all
is
here
just precious
to make one great big circle, and it's not a very lovable one right now.
No, it's sad.
We're starting to get angry though. I think
we're
angry.
We're an angry generation.
But we got to watch out because, we honor Dr. Martin Luther King every year, and we do that on his birthday. Not celebrating his death, celebrating his life.
And a family has been destroyed. A man that tried to keep people and peace and cultures and different just genres of people together. What we have done here in our own backyard, and I'm going to say Fort Pierce is St. Lucie County, so in our backyard, in my backyard, what we have done, we have devastated a family. And my correction, it wasn't a little boy she had, it was a little girl.
Yeah.
And we've devastated this young girl's life to losing her mom. And I don't know, there are no words for sometimes what you can say, because I think people are tired of hearing I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
We say I'm sorry so much until people are tired of hearing I am sorry.
I've listened to some of these apologies out there, and you know what? They're not really sorry. They don't sound sincere.
No, it doesn't sound sincere. If it sounded sincere, you do something about it. You know what really I took it as a kick in the gut today. Before I came here, I was sitting down and I just turned on the TV and the news came on, and I watched them talk to the ticket master about tickets that didn't sell for for Tyler Swift. And that was the conversation. And everybody had a little meme and a little joke to say when we've had 39 mass shootings in 24 days. Their main concern was that the money, because this is the thing, it's all about the money. If the ticket sales are not selling and they can't have those concerts, that means the taxes are not, money's not coming in for taxes. So instead of, I'm trying to not go to Mama Bear there because Cliff don't have his finger on that button. Instead of them
And I don't
worrying,
have my bear trap propellant.
instead of them worrying about the lives of their constituents in every single state, you're worried about flipping tickets that Ticketmaster didn't sell to a Tyler Swift show that nobody can go to. That is their priority. Their priority is not you. They don't care about you. None of them care about you. All of them sitting from Tallahassee to Washington to every state capital in this state, they don't give a crap about you because they'd be doing something about it. So my question is, when do you get angry and say, you know what, in a peaceful way, enough is enough? That's what, it just cringes you to know that another family has to bury someone over and over and over again. And we're not talking about hate. We're just talking about carelessness on the side of what we're doing, that someone could go ahead and just do this. I don't know if anyone else is angry, but I'm angry. I'm angry that every week and every day it happens over and over again. And we're just numb to it now. We hear it and I was like, no, not again, but I refuse to get numb to it. Because a life is precious.
It's not normal what's going on right now.
It is not normal.
I mean, people want you to think it's normal and that it's part of the process. It's not part of the process. It's not normal.
No.
This has been this is coming on and perpetuated by other people that just hate people. And you can't hate other human beings. We're made of the same stuff.
We need to be about love. And I think February, that's what we're going to talk about. I don't care what makes the news. I don't care what topic comes on, what anybody else wants to talk about. We're going to talk about everything positive because that is what we need. We need positivity, and we're going to give some words of positivity because this has just been it feels like a weight on your shoulder. And I just want to go ahead and personally thank, Treasure Coast Lexus and the family for seeing the importance of Careology and stepping behind us again, that we can bring this show to you and uninterrupted. We can bring controversial guests. We can talk to nonprofits. We can talk to other businesses and find out what's going in our community, in and about our community. So we just want to say a special thank you to the Treasure Coast family of Lexus and of Stewart. And we are going to hear from our sponsors and our supporters. And Careology with your Careologist Roxy, Cliff, and Martian will be back after these messages.
All righty. The Science of Caring, Careology is on. Thank you for tuning in. We're here till 7 tonight, so stick around. We'll be right back.
Create custom business signage that customers can't miss or resist. Let Design a Sign in Port St. Lucie help you get the job done right. Over 80 years combined experience. Get it right the first time. Call 772-337-4027 and tell them Roxy said to call. Remember, call 772-337-4020. Design a Sign in Port St. Lucie. Make new rules for the road. Ready, set, go. The best-selling SUV in America, the RAV4. More performance, more refined, more sport, more utility. Find your Toyota. Let's go places. Treasure Coast Toyota of Stewart. Today, tomorrow, Toyota. A proud sponsor of Careology. Every Tuesday at 6:05 p.m. Caring and supporting our community. Trust Toyota to be here for you. Careology was created to talk about the issues that face you in your community. You're invited with me, Roxy, every Tuesday at 6:05 p.m. right here on WPSL 1590. Careology, the science of caring, is about you, family, and the community moving forward. Please do join us. Remember, Tuesday at 6:05 p.m.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
Perhaps you might see a QR code on your screen. Focus your phone's telephone's camera on it, and it'll take you to CareBag, the website itself. But now we're getting back to Careology. Once again, here's your host, Roxy.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Roxy here on Careology on WPSL. We appreciate you tuning in with us and coming on and staying with us. And we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about positivity. And positivity, we've been down, bad news everywhere you look. The weather's cold. This is happening. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and we want to build you up. We want to what positive things have happened in your life? Cliff. For today, this week. We're not going to go way back. Just what's been happening to you that's been positive.
Well, I'm a guy that usually works more than he ever gets to go fishing, and I actually took some time and went fishing. And I didn't get on a boat or anything. You
just went on the side of a creek on the road.
Yeah, or I could do that if I wanted to, but I went over there. I get up under the bridges.
Okay.
When you get up under those bridges, there's some places you can cast where sometimes there's some pretty big fish sitting down there waiting for something to come swimming by.
Okay.
Got to do that. I get to see the grandchildren all the time.
Nice.
And that's something that, if you don't get to see them all the time, I know how my grandparents must have felt. They didn't get to see us, but maybe once a week. These days, we all see our grandchildren several times a week.
Most of them live with us.
Now, how many of you out there have grandchildren? You see, you made it this far to have grandchildren. Now you get to spend some time with them and help them out. Share your wisdom with these little ones.
And sometimes they can give you wisdom too.
Oh yeah.
So that's the good thing about it. Sometimes they can give you wisdom. So we're going to give you 7 rules of life.
Okay.
And the first rules of life is let it go. Never ruin a good day by thinking about a bad yesterday. Yeah. So we're going to let it go. That's what we're going to do today. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard. These things affect your job, affect your wallet, affect everything. Every time you make a move or you see this person, you want to just get angry. But we're going to, the Careology 7 rules, we're going to let it go. The first one we're going to do, we're just going to let it go. Our second one we're going to do is we're going to ignore them. Don't listen to other people. Live a life that's empowering to you. Yeah. So many people have negative things to say. And my dad used to say, people only talk about people that make moves. So if somebody's talking about you and they're irritating you and they're pressing that Papa Bear and that Mama Bear button, it's because you're making a move. It's because you're doing something that they wish they can do or they wish they can thought of. So the first one, we let it go. Don't let it ruin your day. And then you ignore them. The next one is give it time, which is a good one. I need to take that one for myself.
Time as a healer.
That's care bag number 3.
Okay.
Give it time because time heals.
Yes.
It does. If you keep something in you and fester, if you don't let it go, and if you keep watching them, you can't give it time because it's in their present. If you let it go, if you just ignore them, within time, it will start to disseminate. It would start to just poof away a little bit.
And you'll also notice that great people talk about great ideas and great things, but negative people or angry people, they just talk about other people.
Yeah, that's it. And Care Bag's rule number 4, don't compare. Don't compare. Yep. The only person you should try to beat is the person you were yesterday.
Yeah, that's a challenge.
That's a challenge. So I'm going to let you know, for me, I don't compete with any nonprofit. I try to partner and I try to collaborate.
I've noticed that.
I am in no competition with anyone. I'm not even in competition with myself. The only thing I do is try to make sure I strive as Care Bag to be better the next day. If I do something, I was good in 2022, I should be very good in 2023. 24, I should be excellent.
Every one of these years has its experience.
Every year has, you're right, Cliff. Every year has its experience. So if I'm following the Care Bag rules, let it go, ignore them, give it time, and I'm not comparing, then guess what? Rule number 5 makes it easy to do. Stay calm. Because some people can't do it. Yeah. So stay calm means it's okay not to have everything figured out. Know that in time you'll get there. So if you're having problems, and you just gotta stay calm, because in your still of your moment, that is when you hear the good things. You know, you can't get good ideas, you can't do good things when you have people barking, the music's loud, everything's going all over the place. You can't do that. You need to have that little peace and quiet. They said be still and hear that voice. And that goes for every little thing that you do. In your quiet time is when you get your best reflection. I don't know how many of you in your sleep, your best ideas come to you when you wake up, because that's the still of the time. Radio's not on, TV's not on, you're off your phone, and you get to just contemplate on everything that you're doing. And that's what you need to do. That's what's important. So after you stay calm, now it's on you. Care Bag's rule number 6, only you are in charge of your happiness. No one can make you happy. Your wife can't make you happy. Your husband can't make you happy. Your children can't make you happy. Only you can make you happy. When you are content and you are feeling yourself, when I mean that, you feel within yourself, you know what you're doing is good. You know everything that you put out is good, then guess what? It just becomes great. So it's all on you. And number 7, Care Bag's last and number 1, smile. Life is short. Life is short, people. And the only thing you have to do is just smile. You'll be surprised. A smile can go a long way. You know, life is short. Enjoy it while you have it. A smile goes a long way. You ever pass someone in the store and you look at them and you just say, good morning, and you just give them a big smile? And they smile back.
Oh, yeah.
It's just amazing. Sometimes they look as grumpy as ever, like they're about to cave into a hole in the wall, a hole in the ground. If you look at them hard, they look like they'll melt. A smile goes a long way. You don't know what this person is going through. You know, not every time someone's angry and is yelling at you has anything to do with you. Sometimes the things that happen with you with people have nothing to do with you. It's not the clothes you had on, the shoes. It's not the statement you made. It's not the look. It has nothing to do about you. And that's where I think a lot of us wear our emotions right on our sleeve, right on our shoulder. Everyone can see it. Sometimes what people go through have nothing to do about you. They don't even remember you. They're just going through something.
The way people think about you and talk about you has nothing to do with you. You have everything to do with you.
Yeah.
You're not governed by the thoughts of others. And when those others realize that, it'll get a lot better. But you've got those that want to run everybody and govern everybody. But then you got other people that are passive. Mm-hmm. And I tend to believe that I've found one of the best weapons out there, and that's forgiving your enemies. Because they get theirs. Just watch.
Yeah.
Just watch. Forgive your enemies.
Oh, yeah. If you want to, so let me give you guys a little secret, because this is what I use. Because everyone knows Roxy got enemies, and I'm fine with that. You can't do good and have all friends. If you have all friends and everybody likes you, you're doing something wrong. Yep. So I'm just going to put, if you learn nothing else on Careology, let me repeat this again for you. Do we need to give them some volume? No, we're good? So I'm going to repeat this again for everyone. If you have no enemies and everybody likes you and everybody talks good about you, your life is jacked up, you're messed up, and you're doing everything wrong.
Ooh.
Because let me tell you something. When you're doing good, when you're making an impact, and when you're making a dent in the community and in society, you're going to have people that just don't like what you do. So I know Care Bag is making an impact. So what I do, I go to sleep, and I sleep very well. That's what I do, Cliff.
I don't have
go
any
to,
trouble sleeping.
I go
All
to
I gotta do
sleep,
is lay
and
down.
I sleep very well because you have to have people that are going to be on your back. That's what keeps you on your toes. It keeps me on my toes. It keeps, because I know people are constantly watching. They're watching what we're doing. They're watching when we're going to make a mistake. So that keeps us on our toes. That keeps us doing good. You want to find out about us? Go to givecarebag.com. And you can get to our website, and you can see the wonderful work we're doing. We're still looking for volunteers. I know some people have been calling me this week. I've been playing phone tag with my friend this week. So we actually talk, but we've been, every time I call him, he calls me. I miss his call, he missed my call. Then when we finally get it, I'm actually walking into a meeting. But we will get nothing comes before. I'm a firm believer. Nothing comes before its time. So CareBag is busy because we want to get our new mobile hygiene pantry up and on the road, and I want to get it done and sorted before the end of this quarter. We're coming up to the end of January. We're 80% complete. So I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks we are ready to roll, and we have some new places. We're going to be going to Mustard Seed. We're going to be going to Macedonia Seventh-day Adventist Church. We're going to be going to, we have a new location with the incubator down in Fort Pierce. We're going to be going to a couple places. We're going to Gifford up in Indian River. We're going to be in Hope Sound. So we're going to be having some new pilot places that we're going to, that we can go ahead and distribute hygiene. And we're looking for volunteers to come with us, to meet us there, to go ahead and join our cause and our tribe. So we're very excited about it. And it takes a lot of work to get everything up and off the ground. So if I am not able to get with you, I'm just going to apologize from now. But great things take great work. And we are working very hard. We don't want to put anything sloppy out there. We want to put the best. And putting the best is time and effort. And bags under your eyes, less sleep. But at the end of the day, when we know we can serve our clients the best way, it's worth it, Cliff. It's absolutely worth it.
You know, another thing is, if you suffer from a lot of stress, you can always use that stress as a fuel.
Oh yeah, to volunteer.
Yeah, if you need to burn off some of that stress with some positive fuel, donate some time to CareBag. To CareBag. Go to one of their events, or meet the people that they take care of. You know, that's another thing.
And it's gonna be good. You know what? It's I'm glad you said that, because you know what people have to understand sometimes, it's a mindset. It's it's a mindset that people have, and the mindset is the driving force in the quest for success. And when we have that, you know, quest for success and achievement, a mindset that combines discipline, you combine strength, confidence, ambition, you know, that's a powerful mindset. And you can achieve anything when you set your sights to it. So don't underestimate your mind. A powerful mind can achieve anything. And when you're not doing anything, you waste those good mind cells. You waste that. So it doesn't matter if it's CareBag or anything. Having a positive mindset, getting out there and doing something good for yourself and for your others, in turn helps yourself. I don't think people realize that when you do something for others, your adrenaline just pumps. You get that calmness comes over you, that adrenaline, those endorphins, those are good healing mechanisms for your body.
Oh, yeah.
And that is something. That's why if you notice, people that volunteer are they did a report. I'm going to look it up and come back with it to you. But they did a report that the happiest people are the ones that volunteer, that give back and do something.
That's nice to know, friends.
It's
should
just,
help.
I'm going to see, it's just, I have Jet, I'm going to have Jet look that up because he's listening. But that was out there. They did a study on that. And that is some of the best things you can do. People that volunteer, they live longer, they do better. Because now they have, especially when you're retired or you have that extra time, you're giving back. And your adrenaline is something that just fills you and fuels you. And you go to the store. That's why a lot of people are happy over the holidays, because they're buying things for other people. You see what I'm saying?
That's the
and
secret.
it's that secret. Do you notice some of the richest people that give are some of the happiest people? Because they're constantly giving.
You know why it's better to give than to receive? it feels better because
Of
you can help
course,
somebody.
you can help. It
And
doesn't
that
matter. It
makes you
just it
feel even
makes
better after you
it's
do it.
there is something that comes over you and you can help. And I remember over the holiday we had a young lady come to me and said, "Oh my goodness, your Santa came to me and said he remembered me from last year." And she said, and she said, and this is what she said. She said, "Somebody remembered me." And I found that to be so sad. I found that to be so sad that a stranger remembered you and you remembered that it made an impact in your life. But I'm so glad that we were able to make that impact at CareBag. That she, our Santa Claus remembered individuals, saw the children growing up, how they grow, how they go from one stage to another, and see how they mature and how they blossom. That is a nice feeling. And I'm glad that we were able to make her feel that way because, my goodness, that's a great feeling that to know, everyone should have that. We all have people that think about us and remember us. But just imagine a stranger came and just thought about you, and that made her day. And that's what feeling good is about. With everything going on in this world, we need to feel good. That's that positive mindset that we need. So, we want to leave. We said we're going to leave everything and do positivity, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to do positivity, people, here on WPSL until it kills us. Because yeah, because you know what? Because we need it.
That's like
You know?
loving someone to death.
Yeah, we're loving somebody to death. You know what? It is okay to make mistakes. It is okay to have hard days. It is okay to change your mind. It is okay to start over again. It is okay to seek support. It is okay to be yourself. So it doesn't matter how your day goes. It doesn't matter what happens. The next morning you wake up, you start over again. And you
if
make
you break
it better.
a nail, it'll grow back.
It'll grow back. There's no need to have a hissy fit. It will be okay. You spilt milk, you wipe it up. You try not to spill it again. Everything that happens in our life, it will be okay. We take life too serious.
I think it's the simplicity we're losing out on making everything so complicated. The simplicity disappears.
But you know what? You talking about that, over the last couple days, I've decided to simplify my house.
Yeah.
Now, when I say simplify my house, if I go to a crate, because I started in my garage. You want to simplify, people, you got to start in your garage. So we did our garage really nice. I have crates in my garage, and I decided to go through my garage. I found stuff in my garage that was at my first house that's from 10, 14 years ago. Now, if it's sitting in the crate 10, 14 years, that means it needs to go in the garbage because I haven't seen it, used it, or it had no effect in my life. Why am I holding on to it? I got rid of 3 bags. When my husband called me, I said, I'm in the garage cleaning. He said, don't touch my stuff. Oh. If it wasn't being used for 3 years, it had to go. You know what? We need simpler. We hold on to stuff so much. Imagine you walk in and everything is just cliff. Just imagine everything clear, clean, easy. Everything you need and you want, it's right there. No clutter. We have so much clutter. It holds us down. And we need to go ahead and we need to get better with that. And I want everyone to get better. So that's what I decided to do. Not because it's the new year, it's because I got tired. I got tired of walking through my garage and I'm looking at all these crates and I'm like, what's in them? So I decided to declutter. And the stuff that I found stuff that I've had from England.
Wow.
Now, I've been back home in this country 16, 17 years now. And this is stuff that I've had a long time. 17, 18 years I've been here now. And I'm not going to have any use for it. I found badges from the hospital. I found stuff that I'm like, why is it can't be used again? What am I doing? And that's the thing. We hold on to, and what meaning does it have? What meaning do those things have that we cannot use again? And that's part of letting go. That's part of finding simplicity in your life. Mm-hmm. We're too overwhelmed with so much. We need simplicity. And it's been, trust me, I don't know about anybody else, but I've been feeling good. It feels lighter. I walk into the room and it just feels lighter. And I'm like, yes, that's what I needed. So, and I need to get more before the other half of me comes home. But it's all good. But that's what we want to do. We want to talk positivity. We want to go ahead and bring something to our lives and just do it. And there's a famous quote by Martin Luther King that I'm gonna leave with you before we go, because we have a couple minutes. We have more than a couple minutes left, but we're gonna take a break soon. And this man was about positivity, about love, about inclusion. And I think if we were supposed to do that in our lives, how simple life would be. We would get back to that loving moment. And I think that's what we need, Cliff. We need that loving moment that we can get back to when it was good, when kids can run outside and play on your red wagon, on your bicycle, on your tricycle. You can sit on the patio, you can sit on the porch, you talk to your neighbors, Those are the things that we miss. And I think we need to get back to that. We're missing that. We're always glued to our phones. We're always glued to everything that happens. Someone's catching it on their phone, because somebody's always going to be on their phone. It is a nightmare, but it is also a blessing. It's a curse, but it's a blessing.
If they're looking at it in their car, they could have a wreck. I've seen people walking down the streets looking at their phone and walk into a telephone pole.
Oh, I've seen some
Boom.
things there that people have gotten killed behind just watching their phone. So, you know what? Sometimes we need to separate. There's an app I have on there's not an app. There's a part on my phone that I have that Samsung gives you, and you can actually set it for bed. And you can set your time, and your phone just goes dark.
Right. No notifications.
No, it just
text.
It tells you it's shutting down. It doesn't turn off, but it just shuts down to a dark mode. And I've set it for that 8-9 hour piece. Now, do I follow it? Do I go to bed? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. But you know what? It's a good thing to have, because sometimes we need it. Sometimes we need to separate. Sometimes we need to do what we have to do. But I feel like I really want to go ahead, and I was going to do it at the end, but I wanted to share what Martin Luther King had said. He said, if you can't fly, then run.
Hey,
if you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. Mm-hmm. But by all means, keep moving. Okay. And this was a quote done by Martin Luther King. We just had his birthday. We had a horrific event here, just in so many other places. But what he's trying to say, we need to keep moving. We need to be that positive. We're talking about being positive. We need that positive force, that positive reinforcement to just always let people know it is okay. It is okay to stumble. It is okay to get back up. It is okay to cry, and it is okay to start over again. Because if you keep moving and you keep doing it over and over again, you don't have that time to need that 988 call to make. Right. You don't need that time to be ending up in the hospital. You don't need that time to be thinking these outrageous thoughts of who I want to get back at. Positivity can go a long way, and I think that's what we need. And I think that's what's important. So you know what? It's not. I'm not. Tell yourself, I'm not too busy working on my own grass to notice if yours is greener. Wow. Okay, that's it is. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Worry about your own.
Remember when the complicated things in the neighborhood were, so and so cut his grass first, well, I'm going to cut mine. I don't want to make him look better than me.
And you know what? Those were the good old days.
The good old days. That's right.
You were born an original. Don't die a copy. Don't die like everybody else is doing. Just another statistic. You were born to be an original, and we want you to be an original. And how many minutes we have left, Cliff?
Probably a good full 3 minutes or so, maybe 2.
So I'm gonna leave you with some Roxy knowledge. Let your hopes, not your hurts, shape your future.
I like
Hope for the best. Do not let because hurt brings anxiety, it brings malice, it brings anger, it brings hatred. So let your hopes, not your hurts, shape your future. Because if you let your hurts shape your future, that's prison, that's in the ground. That's your future. You have to let it go. You have to look on the brighter side of it. If you didn't fight for what you want, don't cry for what you've lost.
And we've even got advice for Elon Musk. If you shoot for the sun, at least you'll hit the moon or Mars.
Yeah, or something else.
Because we're all on the same planet, which is moving through space and time. And we're learning more and more about what that really means. So
That's it.
We're
And-
going to have to learn
yeah.
what we can.
And what you have to remember, we're always looking at everybody that's always accomplishing all these great things. So I'm going to leave you with this before we go. If you want to fly, give up everything that weighs you down.
Ooh.
I'm going to say it again. That's going to be my last word on Careology. If you want to fly, give up everything that weighs you down. This is Roxy on Careology. We'll be back next week. Peace out. Cliff, it's all yours.
All righty. If you see the QR code on your screen on the archive, put your phone camera up to it, and it'll take you directly to Airbag. And have yourselves a great one. You've been listening to Careology, the Science of Caring, right here on Digital 1590 WPSL. The Talk. The Treasure Coast webcaster to the world, of Google Home, Alexa, and